admit. Depending on the plane in which they are observed. So horizontal angles are the basic observations needed for determining bearings and azimuth. So vertical angles are used in trigonometric leveling, stadia, and for reducing slope distances to horizontal. So nasa duha na classification daw sa angle, no? So we have the horizontal angles and the vertical angles. So assuming this is the ground level, ground surface, so this is slope distance. So katong angles dire, ano siya ginatawag na vertical angles. Pero when you looking at the top view, example naka-top view ni, so kini is going to the northeast, then is due to east. So mo na siya, mahimo na siyang horizontal angles when you are in the horizontal plane. Okay, angles are most often directly observed in the field with total station instruments. So although in the past, transits, theodolites, and compasses have been used. So sa una, most ng ginagamit lang is compass lang, no? With the three basic requirements to determine an angle, we have number one, the reference of starting line. Of course, kailangan nan. Then the direction of the turning point. And of course, the angular distance or the value of the angle. So the units of measure used in compass or in surveys, also we have purely arbitrary units defined values of an angle. So the sexagesimal system used in the US and many other countries is based on degrees, minutes, and seconds. So mga po itong ginagamit dito sa Pilipinas. So with the last unit further divided decimally. So in Europe, grad or gon is commonly used. Regions may be more suitable in computer computations, but the sexagesimal system continues to be used in the most US surveys. There are a few different ways a compass is divided into units, so depending on the use of the compass. So different units of measure may be useful. So one example of this unit is the points. So it's basically the chip and the basic compass may be marked with the cardinal points of north, east, west, and south. So I think familiar mo naman mo sa mga inganin na direction na when we say north, east, west, south. Kung asa na padong, kung asa na agin na pinpoint, no? Then there's also the northeast, southeast, southwest, and northwest. So between them. So this compasses just provide your general direction when accuracy is not necessary. Pang small scale mga survey lang kanang dili kayo technical. Then another units of measurement is the degrees. The degrees divided into 360 degrees in one revolution. This is the most common unit of measurement. So each degree is divided into 60 minutes and 60 seconds. Then a handheld compass is not able to measure down to a minute, so let alone a second. But those units are used for precise locations using latitude and longitude. So north is at 0, at 0 degrees, and 360 degrees. So one revolution is 360 degrees, no? Then every quarter, there are 90 degrees. So half circle is 180 degrees, and 3/4 is 270. So some compasses may be marked in degrees only from 0 to 90 degrees. Make sure to familiarize yourself with the these degrees unit of measurement kay most of the time mao ni atong gamiton sa sa surveying. And another units of measure is the radians, no? Mostly gamit sa mga calculator, sa computation, and sa mga sa computer software. The region is used mainly by militaries in artillery, tank, and mortar gunnery. So, mga military lang doon nagagamit ang regions. So, there are two pi regions in a circle. So, mauna siya. Pi is a constant of approximately 3.14, 16, 18, 19, 20, etc. Tagtaas na siya, no? That is 6.283 radians. So, umana siyang isa ka revolution or isa ka circle, 2 pi radians. I'm sure, ano rin mo, pag-aralan po ninyo tong conversion from radians to degrees, no? Kaya basta ma-encounter gapon nyo sa mga proceeding na mga lesson na to. Then another units is the mils. So in so each radian into 1,000 mil radians, and you see there are 6,283 mil radians in a circle. So approximate lang siya into 6,400. Okay, so the grad is a metric unit. Wala lagi na change. The grad is a metric unit of measure not commonly used. So wala daw siya kaya ginagamit. There are 400 grads in a circle, so each grad can be divided into 100 centigrade. So each centigrade can be divided into 100 milligrads. So mo ni ang conversion formula into grad, radians, and mils. So kamo ni bala diya. Okay, conversion of an angle to decimal degrees. So using this formula kanina, so i-convert lang ng mga angles. So kindly convert letter A, 238 degrees, 25 minutes and 50 seconds into decimal degrees. So saan siya to convert? Using your calculator. The degrees lang. Sa'yo mo gawas. Anyone? Conversion of angle to decimal degrees. Convert lang ni, dali ra ni. ABC. So for letter A, kinsay naka-answer. Wait lang. Si Tracy Amor, 238.4306. Okay, correct, no? Yung ana lang siya. For letter B, for letter B, 174 degrees, 49, 49 minutes, 25 seconds. The answer is 174.824 degrees. O yung ano lang, no? Convert lang. Then for number 2, conversion of an angle to degrees, minutes, and seconds. So using your calculator lang, dali na. Input nyo lang 325.754.1667. Ito lang ang conversion. Karaan man din akong calculate. Say answer sa letter number 2, letter A. Abay nakakuha. Letter A. 125 degrees, 45 minutes, and 50 seconds. So, correct na po si Tracy Amor. Okay. So, nga lang kasimple. Using your calculator lang. Wait lang, na-work. Okay, okay. So number 3, 110.63. So convert to degrees, minutes, and seconds. The answer would be sa man. So sa una no, mano-mano ni i-convert. (110 degrees 38 minutes. So correct si Dave. Then conversion from degrees to grads, mils, and radians. So using the formula, so convert na 270 into grads. So pila ka grads into 170 degrees. 270 divided by 360 times 400 equals 300 grads, no? Kining 270 into mils. 270 divided by 360 times 6,400. That is 4,800 mil. So sa radians pod, 270 divided by 360 equals times 2 pi. Pila. That is 4.71239 radians. Okay, so ganun lang, gamit lang yung formula. Okay, for next 4, 5, and 6, so kamo nalay solve compute sa inyo ang mga balay, no? Proceed sa next. So direction of a line is defined. Anyway, may naabay questions regarding sa units of measurement sa mga angle. So wala. Kung na may question, raise lang tong raise your head. Okay. So the direction of a line is defined by the horizontal angle between the line and an arbitrarily chosen reference line called a meridian. So in surveying, this is done with reference to a meridian which lies in a vertical plane, passing through a fixed point of reference and through the observer's position. So dapat na dyan the reference point. So there are 4 types of meridians. So number 1, we have the true meridian, so sometimes known as the astronomic or geographic meridian. It's generally adopted reference line in surveying practice. So this line passes through the geographic north and south poles of the Earth and the observer's positions. So yung lang siya, ang true meridian. Mao na siya, hindi siya false, hindi siya fake, true siya, no? True meridian. Passing from the North Pole to the South Pole. So, there is the rotation axis. So, mo siya. Ang pinaka basis sa sa astronomical mga survey. And another meridian type is the magnetic meridian. So, it is a fixed line of reference which lies parallel with the magnetic lines of force of the Earth. So, its direction is defined by a freely suspended magnetic needle of a compass held up the observer's position. So let's check. So kini ang magnetic meridian, kining black is the true meridian. So usahay kining magnetic meridians naga-usab-usab ang iyang orientation, do. Sa diri siya sa northeast na side, sa northwest. So nasa ginatawag na magnetic declination. So dili siya permanent or dili siya stay. Okay. Next, types of meridians, we have the grid meridian. So kung makita niyo sa mga globe, no, a fixed line of reference parallel to the central meridian. So this is central meridian or true meridian. So the rectangular coordinates from north to east. Ano yung ginatawag ng mga grids. Ano? Ano ang ginatawag ng mga grid meridians. Okay, assume meridian. So it is an arbitrarily chosen fixed line of reference which is taken for convenience. So kung assume naman, wala naman siya fixed reference, no? Kamo na yung magbahala kung asa na siya ibutang kay assume naman siya, no? This meridian is usually direction from a survey station to an adjoining station or some well-defined and permanent point. Okay. Next is designation of north point. So there is always a starting or reference point to the defined direction. So map users are primarily concerned with the north point for the determination of directions, and the following are the commonly used reference points. So from the atong basis na from the meridian, so naapot tayo ginatawag na true north. So kung ang gamit nimo ay true meridian, so base nimo is true north. The north point of the true meridian. So in maps and sketches, it is portrayed in the direction of the actual location of the Earth's north geographic pole and is always shown along a vertical line. So this is symbolized by a star, an asterisk, or the letters. Number 2, we have the magnetic north. Kung ang imong reference ay magnetic meridian. Then grid north. Assume north or assume meridian ang imong gamit. So these are their difference. So true meridian, asterisk daw. Then is the true north, no, designation of north points. Yung magnetic north, ani po ang iyang arrow. Then grid north, buo ang iyang arrow. Then assume north, dot lang. Okay. Then we have kinds of horizontal angles. So number 1 is the interior angles. Interior angles are observed on the inside of a closed polygon. Normally, the angles at each apex with the polygon is measured. A check can be made on their values because the sum of all interior angles in any polygon must be equal to n minus 2 multiplied by 180 degrees, where n is the number of angles or sides. So, sa polygon naman, kung sa kadagan ang sides, same dagyapon sa iyang angles, right? So, polygons are commonly used for boundary surveys and many other types of work. So, surveyors, geometric engineers normally refer to them as closed traverse. So, kung this is the plane, example. So, katong mga naa-address sa sulod, so those are the interior angles, no? Maong gitawag sa interior kay nasa sulod. Then we also have the exterior angles located outside a closed polygon are experiments of interior angles. So the advantage to be gained by observing them is their use as another check, since the sum of the interior and exterior angles at any station must total 360 degrees. So kung di ang interior angles diri sa gawas, mo na ginatawag na exterior angles. So dapat daw ang sum sa interior and exterior angles from that any point is equal to 160 degrees. Okay, let's check daw. Yang angle kay 92 degrees. Sige. Then another types of angles. Wait lang. Okay. Another kinds of horizontal angles, we have angles to the right. So angles to the right are angles measured clockwise from the rear to the forward station. So clockwise ang measurement niya para angles to the right. So it's about from right from this point. So this example, this point going to the right. So angles to the right. Mga siyang kitawag na angles to the right. Yung direction is always clockwise. No? Okay, so as a survey, progress stations are commonly identified by consecutive alphabetical letters or by increasing numbers. It's also referred as azimuths from backline. Then we also have the angles to the left, which are turned counterclockwise. So kabaliktaran po no sa clockwise. So iyang direction from left going to the left or counterclockwise direction. So mo nang gitawag na angles to the left. Angles to the right can either interior or exterior angles of a closed polygon traverse. So whether the angle is an interior or exterior angle depends on the direction the instrument proceeds around the traverse. So if the direction around the traverse is counterclockwise, then the angles to the right will be interior angles. However, if the instrument proceeds clockwise around the traverse, then the exterior angles will be observed. So if this is the case, the sum of the exterior angles for a closed polygon traverse will be n plus 2 multiplied by 180 degrees. Another kind is the deflection angles. So they are observed from an extension of the back line to the forward station. So they are used principally on the long linear alignments of route surveys. So deflection angles may be observed to the right or to the left, depending on the direction of the route. Clockwise angles are considered plus, and counterclockwise ones are minus. Deflection angles are always smaller than 180 degrees, and appending on right or left to the numerical value identifies the direction of the turning point. Okay. So example, this is the lines, no? So katong angle from this point, from this line, going to this line, so that would be the called deflection angle. So on this point naman, kung diri na point, so ang deflection angle niya is from this point going to this point. So from this line to this line. So mo nang ginatawag na deflection angle. So bearings. So bearings are another system for designating directions of a line. So the bearing of a line is defined as the acute horizontal angle between a reference meridian and the line. The angle is observed from either the north or the south toward the east or west to give a reading smaller than 90 degrees. The letter N or S is preceding the angle, and E or W following it shows the proper quadrant. Thus, properly expressed bearing includes quadrant letters and angular values. So when lines are in the cardinal directions, the bearing should be listed as due north, due east, due south, and due west. Okay. So I think familiar naman mo sa bearings, no? Mostly makita ninyo siya kinina bearing sa mga lot title or sa mga titulo sa yuta. So example this point line OD. So ang bearing niya is 30 degrees northwest kay naaman siya sa diri na quadrant sa northwest. So kung diri naman point A, line A, OA, ang iyang bearing kay north 70 degrees east. Mao na ang basa niya. Always ka mag-start ka from north or south. So from this angle or this line BO BOS, ang angle niya is south 35 degrees east. Okay? And this angle or this line CO, ang iyahang bearing is south 55 degrees west. Mga anak. Okay? So make sure familiarize mo sa diri na mga quadrant, no? So we have 4 quadrants. So from northeast quadrant or the first quadrant, so we have 0 to 90 degrees. Then the second, southeast quadrant, so 90 to 180 or 0 to 90 gapon. Puro dapat at least 90 degrees ang bearing. So bearing should always be less than 90 degrees. Wala kang makita na north 100 degrees east, wala yung no. So always less than 90 degrees ang bearing. So bearings, assuming that compass is set up successively at points A, B, C, and D. So these are the points A, B, C, and D. Bearing reads on lines AB, BAB, AB, BC, CD are forward bearing. So those BA, CB, and DC are called back bearings. So asa dire ang forward bearing. So from this point, meridian na to is north. So ang iyahang mahimong bearings is sample lang kini na angle, no. Line AB forward bearings niya is example lang na siya degrees to the 45 sample. Then ang iyang back bearings from B to A. So mahimo na usab na ang iyang direction from south to east na south to west. So dapat always daw ang back and forward bearings is equal pero magkalahi lang sa ilahang directions. Okay, please take note of that. So these are example of forward and back bearings. So point A to B. So we have a forward bearings of 44 degrees 38 minutes. Then its back bearings from point B to A. Parang pabaliktad lang 44 degrees 38 minutes south west. Yan na siya. So from point B to C, so ang iyang forward bearing is 42 degrees 30 minutes. Ang iyang backward pabalik murag hapon pero mausab lang iyahang directions. So nakuha ninyo guys. Okay, so example, compute the angles A, OB, COD, EOF, and GOH from the following set of lines. Whose magnetic bearings are given. So magnetic meridian. So OA, We have the north 39 degrees 25 minutes east, and OB is north 75 degrees 50 minutes east. So determining the angle, so mag-paint na. Isipon ko. So this we have the reference point, point O. So it's a bearing. Ay, shucks. So assume na lang, dire na lang ang point O. We have the bearing of line OA. Some colors. So from point A, we have north 39 degrees. So let's say this point A. The angle niya, so this angle is the north 39 degrees 25 minutes east. Then another point OB, OB. So this is point O. 75, so mas pa po. So this is point B. So angle is 75 degrees 50 minutes east. So ang pangutana is angles AOB. So point AOB. So this angle karon gipagutana. Ay, kalisip magsulat. Okay, so using the bearings, no, minus lang ninyo, subtract. So 75 degrees 50 minutes, subtract the angle AON o AO 39 degrees 25 minutes. So the value would be 36 degrees 25 minutes. Ay, ang hirap magsulat. Ito muna ang value kanina, angle. Okay, for letter B, doon na po quad. Okay. OC. So we have the bearing of north 34 degrees east. So diri ka pa ng north. So point C, line OC. 34 degrees 14 minutes east. Then line OD. So we have 53 degrees 22 minutes west. So dili siya na direction. So muna iyang angle 53 minutes. Then kining isa is 34 degree minutes. This is point D. So ang question nga gipangita is angles COD. So COD, so kini na angle. So i-add lang ninyo kining duha ka angle, 34 degrees 14 minutes plus 53 degrees 22 minutes. So that is equal to 87 degrees and 36 minutes. Okay. Natin nag-answer dyan. Okay, for next, letter C. So we have OE. Okay. South east. So southeast rin na part. 15 degrees 4 minutes. So 0.0. So this is line OE. This is the 15. Then another one is 36 west. This is the OF. (36 degrees). So EOF, so i-add lang gyapon niyo siya. 15 plus 36 degrees. So that is equal to EOF man equals to 51 degrees. So this angle is equal to 51 degrees. 04 minutes. Then for letter D, so we have the line G, north 70 degrees west. So direction apart. So this is the 70 degrees, 15 minutes west. Then under H, a line OH is south 52 degrees. 52 degrees. So this is H. So this is the angle. (52 degrees, 5 minutes west. So ang pangita or required is GOH. So between. So this angle. So we know that this semicircle is equal to 180 degrees, no? So iles nato ning from 180 degrees, iles nato ning duha ka value sa angle given value para makuha nato ni kini ni angle. Okay, so that is equals to 57 degrees 40 seconds. So that is GOH angle GOH. Okay. Okay, next. Azimuths. So azimuths are horizontal angles observed clockwise from any reference meridian. So in plane surveying, azimuths are generally observed from north. So but astronomers and the military have used south as the reference direction. So ang azimuth daw is always observed from north. Ay siyang ginagamit. So example, this is the the angles, no? Kung sa azimuth na siya, ang basa lang siya 70 degrees. So, at the azimuth of the line OA is 70 degrees north. So, wala na siya yung makita ninyo nga direction, no? Wala na yung north, diretso na siya, angle lang siya. So, the azimuth of a line is its direction as given by the angle between the meridian and the line measured in a clockwise direction. So, it's always down in clockwise direction from either north or south. Azimuths are usually preferred over bearings by most surveyors because they are more convenient to work with such in computing traverse data by electronic digital computers. Mas dali kay wala no need na nimo siya compute. Kay direct ta naman ang kuan ang iyang mga angles. So it's either from north, azimuth from north, or azimuth from south. Vibrate. So for azimuth, a line's forward direction can be given by its forward azimuth. So naagay po ginatawag na forward azimuth, and its reverse direction by its back azimuth. So in plane surveying, forward azimuths are converted to back azimuths and vice versa by adding or subtracting 180. So for rule number 1, daw, if the forward azimuth of the line is greater than 180 degrees, subtract 180 degrees to obtain the back azimuth. So when the forward azimuth of the line is less than 180 degrees, add 180 degrees to determine the back azimuth. More on kung naman sa geometry. So from this line, so we have the forward azimuth. So this line A to B. So due south. So ang iyang reference is from due south. So the forward azimuth is 230 degrees. Pero kung from azimuth naman due north, kung from north ang atong gihimong reference, so pwede man siya 180, 230 minus 180. So the azimuth is 50 degrees. So from line B to C, forward azimuth from south is 314. Its back azimuth is 134 degrees. So from this south, no, going to clockwise direction. Muna siyang 314. Okay, kung 314 less 180, so that is the azimuth from north, 134. Yung ana lang siya. Okay. So we have some examples. Compute the angles APB, CPD, and EPF from the following set of lines whose azimuths are given. So we have the azimuth. So from north of line PA is 39 degrees, 48 minutes. So 39 degrees, 48 minutes. So PA. So this is point A, this point B. Its bearing is 39 degrees. So this is azimuth. 39 degrees angles A, PB. Asa ang point B? So the azimuth of line PB is 115. 115 degrees 29 minutes. So compute the angles APB. So subtract lang ninyo 115, 29 as the azimuths of line AP. So that would give you a value of, so this angle ang ginapangita. That is equal to 75 degrees 41 minutes. Okay. For letter B, azimuth of line PC 320 degrees 22 minutes, and the azimuth of line PD is given as equal to 62 degrees 16 minutes. So what is the angle CPD? Anyone can compute? Para mas dili mo mawala, no, much better jud kung mag imo mo sketch or drawing jud niyo ang kuan directions. So ang reference niya is from south. Ah. 320 degrees BC. Magka naka-revolution. Okay, point B. So line PC is south 320 degree. So 270. So mo ni ang 320 degrees 22 minutes. Then line PD from south 62 degrees, so less than 9. So this is 62 degrees. Then the required is CPD, so angle between these two. CPD. So let's check kung na naka-answer. Wala pa. So the answer is, so isa ni almost para makuha nato ni 360 less nato ni 320 degrees 22 minutes. para makuha na natin yung kinina angle. Then from this, i-add na to tong angle or the azimuths from line PD. So that would give you an answer of 101 degrees 54 minutes. Okay, so kuha ni Reynalyn Totero. The correct answer is 101 degrees 54 minutes. Okay. Okay, for letter C, line PE has an azimuth due north of 319. Ah, 290 degrees 02 minutes from north. So more than 180. Subdivision apart. 180. So this is line E. So this is P. So from north daw 219. So kini ang 219. Then another one is azimuth from south 154 degrees 16 minutes. So less than 180. 90, 180 sana. F. So that is 154. Then ang gipangita is angles between E, P, F. So this angle. Okay. So 154. So given ang 154, 180, i-less na to ang 180 degrees from this 219 para makompute nato ni na angle. Then is from makuha nato ni subtract natin yan from this angle azimuths from FP or PF. So the answer would be 115. The answer is 115 degrees 14 minutes. So nakuha si April Me Galang Torres. The answer is 115 degrees 14 minutes. Okay. Medyo nakakalito do. Ako po ni Tracy Andres. 115 degrees 14 minutes. Okay, now we will convert the bearings to azimuth. So convert the bearings to equivalent azimuths. So letter A, north 25 degrees 25 minutes. So what is the bearings? Given them bearing, what is the azimuths of letter A? Anyone? So northwest. So nasa sa northwest na part. So of letter A. Okay, wala pa na ako correct answer. If the bearing is less than 90 degrees, so the azimuths of the line is as is, no? Tanggalon lang ninyo ang direction. So, mao na gyapon ang iyang azimuth. So, from this point, So, ang azimuth sa line is, ang bearing is north, 25 degrees west. So, mo nagyapon ang iyahang azimuth. So, 25 degrees, 25 minutes. So, mao na siya ang iyahang azimuth. So, noted na ninyo i-convert kay due north man ni siya, northwest. So, mao na siya. Basta less than 90 degrees gani ang iyahang angle or horizontal angle sa bearing, mauna siya ang iyahang azimuth, no. Pero syempre kung mag-base gyapon na siya sa iyahang reference line kung sa north ba or south. Pero kung sa south, what is the azimuth from south? Syempre mausab na siya. So 180 less the 25 degrees by minutes. So mauna siya, mahulog na siya ang iyahang azimuths from south. Okay. Okay, letter B, BC, due east. So what is the azimuth? BC? Yes, correct, 90 degrees. Kay due east man siya, ano naman ang this is the east, kung due east, due north, due south, due west. So due east, the angle is 90 degrees. Kung due south, so azimuth from north, due south, so 180 degrees, then 270 and 360. Okay, for letter C, CD, south 50 degrees, 10 minutes east. So what is the bearings? Due north, so what is the azimuth from north and from south? Okay, duha ka direction. Letter C. From north, 80 degrees east. Okay, 180 minus. Okay, mali. Okay, from north, we have 129 degrees, 50 minutes ang iyang azimuths. Then, from south, so what is the azimuth from south? So, naayun na ako wag azimuths from north, from south, wala pa. From north, the correct answer is 129 degrees, 50 minutes. And from south, nakakuha ng si Pretzi, 309 degrees, 50 minutes. Okay. Letter D. South, 45 degrees, 50 minutes west. Southwest. Letter D, line DE. South, 45 degrees, 50 minutes west ang bearing. So, what is the azimuth from south and azimuth from north? 225 degrees, 50 minutes, correct. And from south, we have 45 degrees, 50 minutes. So, as is lang siya ang iyang from south. So, nakuha. From letter E, EF. EF, north 60 degree, 30 minutes west. So, what is the azimuth from south and from north? Okay, from south. So, wala pa nakuha correct answer for letter D. Wala pa nakuha correct answer. Northwest ang bearing, 66 degree 30 minutes. Okay, from south we have the correct answer, 113 degrees 30 minutes from Epilmi Torres. So that is from south. How about the azimuth from north? The azimuth from north. Okay, azimuth. So na correct answer, 290 degrees 30 minutes. 30 minutes. So muna siya azimuth from north. Okay, kuha ni April Me Torres again. Okay. So nakuha ninyo guys ang kuan kalainan sa azimuths and berry. So how to convert, no? Na by question so far. Ano man? Okay. So any question so far? Wala. So nasabtan ba? Medyo makalilibog lang, no? Okay, next. Now convert azimuths to bearings. So we have the following azimuths. So you had to convert this to bearings. So ganina from bearings to azimuths. Karon naman is from azimuths to bearing. So we have the azimuths from south, line AB, 230 degrees, 30 minutes. So I convert daw into bearings. Line AB, what is the bearing? What is the bearing of AB? So A, B, C, D, E would be a seat work. So first student na maka-solve per number, per section, ay additional points sa next quiz. Okay. Dapat na ay direction ha. Ang bearings is na ay direction. Dili angle lang. Okay, si Dave nakuha. Okay. Dave 50 degrees, 30 minutes is. Okay, letter B. Ay, kulang og kuan si Dave. Walay minutes sa iyahang answer. So si Alan Cesar Navarro ang ako correct answer. North is 50 degrees 30 minutes. So si Alan day Navarro. Si Dave, sorry, walay minutes. Kabutang. Letter B. Si Nova Jane, Tracy Amor. Degrees 1 minutes. Si Nova Jane Baquinho. 57. Nova Jane. So Nova Jane Baquinho got the correct answer. South 57 degrees 14 minutes east. Okay. For letter C, 270 degrees. So what is the bearing? 90 degrees due is correct. Si Andres. Si Andres got the correct answer. 90 degrees due is. Letter D. 47 degrees 45 minutes. So mali. Akin sa to, April May Torres. Gihapon, si Torres nakakuha dahil 48 degrees 15 minutes west. Tracy April May Torres. And for letter E, Vincent nakuha correct answer. For letter E, wala pa nakuha. Excuse me. So we have si Te Hana Jing. Toro Toro. Hana Jing. Excuse me. Correct answer is 45 degrees. So si Toro Toro nakuha. 45 degrees. North, 45 degrees. 0 minutes west. Okay. Okay, so far so good. So most of you medyo nakuha na rin yun, no? Ang difference sa azimuths and bearings. Okay, proceed to sa next lesson. So azimuths and bearings comparisons. So because bearings and azimuths are encountered in so many surveying operations, a comparative summary of their properties are given in the table. So azimuths vary from 0 to 360 degrees, while bearings is vary from 0 to 90 degrees lang. So sa azimuths, required only a numerical value, so walay directions. So sa bearings, kinahanglan ang two letters or directions. Sa azimuths, may be geodetic, astronomic, magnetic, grid, assume forward or back. Sa bearings, same as azimuths. Azimuths are measured clockwise only. Bearings are measured clockwise and counterclockwise. Azimuths are measured either from north only or from south only on a particular survey, while bearings is measured from north and south. Okay. Quadrants. Quadrant daw, the bearing is equal to azimuth. For second quadrant, southeast, the bearing is equal to 180 degrees. Subtract the azimuth. And for third quadrant, the bearing is equal to azimuth minus 180 degrees. And the fourth quadrant, bearing is equal to 360 degrees minus azimuth. Hirapan ako. Okay, magnetic declination. So magnetic declination is the horizontal angle observed from geodetic meridian to the magnetic meridian. So navigators call this angle variation of the compass. So it is the variation of the compass from true north. So the armed forces use the term deviation, so or division tawag, declination or deviation. So an east declination exists if the magnetic meridian is east of geodetic north. So a west declination occurs, it is west of the geodetic north. So a magnetic declination using the magnetic meridian is nag-decline through east or through west lang siya. So pag sa east is declination, pag sa west declinations. So are considered positive and east declination positive daw kung west declinations are negative. The relationship between geodetic north, magnetic north, and magnetic declination is given by the expression Geodetic azimuth is equal to magnetic azimuth plus magnetic declination. Okay. So, umana siya, ginatawag. So, basis na to, di ba, true north, then we have the magnetic declination or magnetic north. So, that is positive. Kung west declination, that is negative. So, it has been stated that magnetic declination sa point vary over time. So, dili siya naga-fix, dili siya fix. Nag-usab-usab ang iyahang declination. Depende sa magnetic fields sa Earth. So these variations are summarized below. We have one, secular variations. Because of its magnitude, this is the most important of the variations. Unfortunately, no physical laws been found to enable precise long-term predictions of secular variation, and its past behavior can be described only by means of detailed tables and charts derived from observations. So in tracing all property lines run by compass or based on magnetic meridian, it is necessary to allow the difference in magnetic declination at the time of the original survey and at the present date. So the difference is attributed mostly to secure variation. So we have the daily variation, number 2. Daily variation of the magnetic needle's declination causes it to swing through an arc. So the needle reaches its extreme easterly position at about 8 a.m. and its most westerly position at about 1:30 to 1:30 p.m. So ang magnetic declination daw sa buntag nasa east. So abot na sa hapon from 1:30, mag-decline na siya going to the west. So mean declination occurs at around 10:30 a.m. and 8 p.m. So these hours and daily variation change without latitude and season of the year. So usually, the daily variation is ignored since it's well within the range of error expected in compass readings. So number 3, annual variation. So this periodic swing is less than 1 minute of arc and can be neglected. So it must not be confused with the annual change. So the amount of secular variation change in 1 year is shown on some astronomic maps. Irregular variations. We have the unpredictable magnetic disturbance, and storm can cause short-term irregular variations of a degree or more. Okay, let's see some examples about magnetic declinations. So assume the magnetic bearing of the parallel line was recorded at 40 degrees. It's east in 1862. Okay, at that time, the magnetic declination at the survey was 3 degrees 15 minutes west. So what geodetic bearing is needed for a subdivision property line? A field is in the form of a regular pentagon. Okay. So the magnetic property, so draw sa nato. So we have the true meridian and the assumed magnetic bearing of property line was recorded south 4 degrees east. So kuan taog another meridian, magnetic meridian. And this is the true north. Okay. So for south east. So given na magnetic bearing ang given, so let's write a line south 40 degrees. So this is the bearing of 42 degrees. .30 is at that time the magnetic declination at the survey location was 3 degrees 15 minutes west. Oh no, so mali akong kuan. Okay, going to west Mandi ay ang declination. Oh no. No, 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 no. So that is always true north. To west. Oh, wala na sentro. So assume na lang na na-center diri ha. Kay lisod magsulat MN. So we have a declination bearing sa southeast. So this is the line. Assume na kini is nag-merge din na point sa center. Southeast. So that is the bearing. 43 degrees. 30 minutes is 4 okay. And a declination of 3 degrees 15 minutes west. So that is the declination of 3 degrees. So gamay ra dai siya, mali og kuan. Drawing. Okay. What geodetic bearing is needed for a subdivision property line? Okay. What geodetic bearing is needed? So ang gipakita is ang true bearing needed for a subdivision property line. Okay. So we know that this angle, magnetic declination of 3 degrees 15 minutes west, is also equal to this angle. Right? It's also 3 degrees 15 minutes west. So the true bearing for the subdivision property plan, so this line, example point O or A. So the true bearing would be, so 43 degrees 30 minutes plus 3 degrees, the declination of 3 degrees 15 minutes west kay south man siya, no? So that is plus 3 degrees 15 minutes west. So the true bearing is 46 degrees 45 minutes east. So the true bearing, okay, ang reference nato na is from true north. So the true bearing is 45 degrees 45 minutes. Southeast. Okay. So mo na siya. So maduha when you are dealing with magnetic declination, naapo siya sarili niyang meridians. So ang declination na ginaingon is either always from north, basis nyo is sa north, kung mag due west or padulong sa east is declination or west declination. Okay. Okay, number 2, a field in the form of regular pentagon if the true bearing of side AB is north 30 degrees 30 minutes. So determine the true azimuth from south of the following sides of the field: AB, BC, and CD. Assume that the corners of the field are labeled in a clockwise direction. And for number 3, in a compass survey made 50 years ago, the observed magnetic bearing of a reference line XY was south 50 degrees 80 minutes east, when the magnetic declination was 88 degrees 15 minutes east. So lately in 1996, a new survey was made, and the declination in the same survey site changed to 12 degrees 10 minutes west. So determine the following descriptions of the line XY. Okay, for number 2, field is in the rectangular pentagon. So pentagon, we have 5 sides. Correct. 2, 3. Okay, so dili siya perfect. So let's say northeast. So this is point A, point B. C. So the bearing is north 30 degrees east. The angle is equal to 30 degrees 30 minutes east. So determine the true azimuth from south. What is given? A field is the point of regular pentagon. True bearing of side AB is north 30 degrees east. Determine the true azimuth from south of the following sides of the field. Field AB, BC, CD. Assume that the corners of the field are labeled in a clockwise direction. So dili siya magnetic declination. Okay. So determine the true bearing and true azimuth of side AB, BC, and CD. So kanilang na tulo ka lines A, B, B, C, and CD. True bearing and true azimuth ang ginapangita. So we have the okay. So let's first solve the interior angles. So the total interior angles n minus 2, the formula multiplied by 180 degrees. So the answer is equal to we have 5 sides, 5 minus 2, 3 times 180, 540 degrees. So we know that the pentagon is a regular pentagon. So equal ang iyang mga angle, no? Equal ang iyang mga interior angles sa kada point. So divided by 5. So the angle from each point is equal to 540 divided by 5, 108 degrees. Tama na ang mga angle. The interior angles from each point. Class. So the true bearing and true azimuth of side AB. So given ang north 30 degrees east. So the azimuth for AB the azimuth from north is 30 degrees. 30 minutes. So given naman ang iyang bearing, no, of northeast. Then the azimuth from south. So what is its azimuth? So 180 plus 30 degrees, 30 minutes. Azimuth. Oh, kalisod. South is 180 plus 30 to 110. So that is 210 degrees, 30 minutes. That is the true azimuth from south. Then we have the line BC. So what is the bearing? So this is the line BC. We have the interior angle of 108 degrees. So kung this is 30 degrees, 30 minutes, wa man gud na center, no? So let's separate. Oh, unya na. Ina. So we know that this is the forward bearing. So the backward bearing is same lang. So this angle is 30 degrees, 30 minutes, and this angle is 108 degrees. So the true bearing is 108 minus 30 degrees, 30 minutes. So the bearing is equal to true bearing. Ay, kasamok.
Gay!
Dito mo sa gawas. Isa. Isa. Sige, sige. Ma, dito lang ito mo sa gawas.
Sir, naka-off at ang audio nimo, sir.
Oy, sorry. Wala
Yes,
tayo kay audio. Okay, for letter point C to D. Line C to D. Sorry, nagsamok-samok ang magandang mga kuan dire. This point D. (77 degrees). So this is 77 degrees ganina. So this is also equal to 77 degrees. So 3 minutes. So therefore, the true bearing of side CD is tama ba akong drawing? A, B, C, D. Murag mali akong diagram ah. Wait lang. A, B, C, D. Tama man. So what is the bearing? 5 degrees, 30 minutes. What is the direction? Southeast. Yes, correct. So this is the true bearing, 5 degrees, 30 minutes east. Then what is the azimuth from south? 45 degrees. 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 45 from point C to D. From B, C, point C, C to D. So this is the bearing of 5 degrees, 30 minutes. Southeast. So the true bearing is 360 minus 5 degrees 30 minutes. So for line C to D, the azimuth from south is 354 degrees 30 minutes. Okay, nalibog to no. Line CD. Okay, so that is the correct azimuth. 354 degrees 30 minutes. Okay, for problem number 3, so that would be your assignment. Kindly submit your solution to Canvas LMS. Okay, wa pa ko na human og buhat sa next lesson. Okay. So any questions so far? So this is 8 degrees 8 degrees 15 minutes east. This is also 12 degrees 10 minutes west. Hindi na siya 120. Then determine the following description of the line: true bearing, the true azimuth from south, its new magnetic bearing, and the magnetic azimuth from south in 1996. Okay. So any question? Kung wala, so we will end our discussion for today, and see you again on hopefully by Monday na makapag-meet ta para mahuman nato ni ang prelims na topics. So kung wala na questions, you can now leave
Yes,
the
sir.
virtual class. Yes.
Assignment on number 3, sir, no?
Yes, assignment number 3, i-post na ako sa LMS ang ito niya i-submit.
Okay,
Okay?
thank you, sir.
Nakopya ninyo ang assignment.
Sir, katong sheet work, sir.
Ha? Ang saan work? Ang ganina?
Sir,
No need na to kay nakuha naman ako tong top student nga nakahatag og correct answer.
okay, sir.
Okay, i-post na lang ako tong assignment na lang sa GC. Okay, wala na question. So nasabtan ba ang bearing and azimuths? So I think wala na may question. So nakuha niyo siguro tanan. So that's all for today. Thank you and have a good day. See you next meeting.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
sir.
sir.
Bye,
Sir.
sir.